Development leaders, funders, and civil society practitioners recently gathered in Lagos for the unveiling of a book, From Grant Zero to Hero: How to Make Funders Say Yes. It was a debut book by non-profit executive and author Laura Ede. The book focuses on the dynamics of grant making and equipping non-profits with practical tools to secure fundings. Beyond the unveiling, the event evolved into a platform for sober reflection and dialogue on the realities of non-profit financing in Africa. Anchored around a panel session titled Rethinking Funding in a Limited Capital Landscape, the gathering addressed shrinking donor pools, global policy shifts, the urgent need for sustainability in the development sector.
The reason why I wrote this book is because I've been on the funder side and I've also been on the fundee side, so I understand how tasking it is to seek for funds from organizations, even if it's international bodies or even corporate organizations here in Nigeria. So it's been a struggle, and I understand that non-profit organizations are struggling with this. So I thought, you know what, since I understand what funders look out for, why don't I write this book that would be like a practical guide to non-profit organization and guide them on what they ought to be doing right to be able to seek for funding and get yes from funders. That's literally the motivation behind this book. We all see what's been going on in the news with the whole USAID, shrinking budgets, Donald Trump, US. Everything is really affecting non-profits these days, I tell you. So, non-profits need to understand that they need to build themselves to a particular point that they are sustainable, because when funding shrinks or when funding is cut off, you need to keep running your organization, right? So this book is supposed to be like that practical guide to make these non-profit organizations be able to stand on their own, even if it has to be like endowments, if it has to be like the right places to seek for funding, how to seek for funding, the step-by-step to seek for funding, and what funders look for, because there's a lot of competition out there with non-profit organizations. We have thousands of non-profit organizations in Nigeria.
What the book is doing is bringing them learning right to their doorstep, such that they don't wait to make another mistake. The book helps them understand their organizational systems and structure. The book helps them understand pathways for structuring themselves so that they are funding ready. Rather than complaining and feeling you're just being disenfranchised, you now can see, when you read a book like that, the gaps despite your passion, and then you're able to plug those gaps and then move on to become the hero she's talking about. So the book comes as a refreshing lifesaver for people who just assume they're just running out of luck. It's not a luck game, it's strategic.
It's a cheat book for anybody who is in the non-development space. Whether you're a CSR manager or you work for a funder or you work for a fundee, it's a cheat sheet because it gives you the information from the point of view of, if I'm trying to set up a non-for-profit, what do I have to do? What are things I need to scale to get funding? It also gives you insights as a fundee, meaning that if you are funding, you want to fund a project, you have resources and you want to give it out, what are the things to check out for? More often than not, we have HNIs, high net worth individuals, who want to do CSR, but they don't know where to start, who to start with, who to approach, how to start. So this book works for those who are looking for funding and those who have funding and are looking for partners to work with.
It's a book that helps people within the non-for-profit space scale their work and scale their impact, right? Especially in the season that we are, when the year 2025 is that year where you have lots of international donor organizations pulling out their funding from Nigeria and Africa. And this book is very timely because it helps non-for-profit to re-strategize their impact and their implementation plan, their strategy here, so that they are able to even begin to look for funding internally, local funding opportunities within companies in Nigeria. And I would say that Africa has a lot, that it has inside for it to need to stand on anyone's back, right? So we need to begin to look internally and see opportunities that are within our continent and begin to source for funding to support the work that we need to do to impact people across healthcare, education, tech, and all of that. And we're in that time where AI is even a thing now. There are a lot of opportunities.
Some of the speakers also shared their thoughts about the author.
Laura is an amazing person, and she's someone that I know personally. Our organization has engaged her at different times at our conferences, which is why I'm here today to support her. And she's an amazing person. So I would say that everybody should engage with this book and get to know more about Laura through this book.
Laura she's driven, she's resilient, she's smart, and she's filled with knowledge. The beauty of Laura is that she has perspective from both ends. She has worked in an organization where she gave out funding, and she's also currently in organizations where she's looking for funding. So whatever she has written down is based on experience from both points, which is unique, because more often than not you find a book that only sits with one end of the area. But in this case, she's able to bring a book that helps both ends of the area and then impacts on both sides.
Laura is a wonderful person. I've worked with her. And you wonder why she wrote a book. People could just see a problem and just move away. She's very, very keen on supporting people. She has the passion. She puts energy into a lot of things she's done. And you also see how practical she is as a person when you read the book in terms of the way she's going to address the issue.